Hi, I'm Kylie, Testing Consultant, Accolade Consulting. Thank you all for joining this webinar, and today's topic is delving into the automatic testing of Oracle eBusiness Suite using Oracle testing tools. We'll go through 3 presentation slides and then we'll see how it's done via a demo. Happy to address any questions at the end of this presentation, or you can post your questions through your online chat facility, which will be transmitted to me via the monitor. The purpose of today's presentation is to understand the capabilities of Oracle's automatic testing tools, go through the client case study via a demonstration of our automatic testing solutions for an EBS 11i to RHEL 12 upgrade program. Benefits of this customer upgrade: looking at our testing methodology and best practices successfully done in other EBS upgrade testing sites. A quick background on Accolade. We are Oracle's first Enterprise Manager Application Quality Management Solution Specialised Partner, also an improved vendor to Australian Government, Oracle Corporation and IBM. Our Testing Practices Centre of Excellence has vast experience in testing Oracle applications covering EBS, JB Edwards and PeopleSoft applications. Testing encompasses industry verticals covering HR, payroll, accounts payable, accounts receivable, GL, expenses, order to cash, and so on. This slide is about some of the best practices used in industry, especially testing in EBS implementations or an upgrade. I'm sure every client will have their own methodology, but some of the key takeaways here: a detailed entry strategy with a precise entry and exit criteria is the key to ensuring the testing process is effective and the outcome is measurable. Precise documentation of the test cases with accurate expected results. Ensure proper governance and quality control with measurable test outcomes. Effective deployment of testing tools that covers all facets of testing, from planning, execution, defect management, and change request management. The test methodology ties into the actual processes, and let's look at an example covering a 10-week testing window. The tests are typically broken into various cycles, in this case 2 major testing cycles. As you can see on the screen, each modules are thoroughly tested in silo and end-to-end within each cycle. The yellow star is the reconciliation checkpoint after GL testing that determines if testing can progress to the next level based on the exit criteria as per the test strategy. The green star is the final checkpoint before going into the next cycle. The process is then replicated into cycle 2, where further defects and new functionalities are released. Manual testing practices could be deployed for the test cycle 1, and automated testing could be used for test cycle 2 and following cycles, thereby saving on time. The processes we discussed in the previous slide can be deployed for various types of testing prior to production cutover. The more numbers of time an automated test is run, the higher the confidence in the release to production and, of course, the return on investment. The flowchart that you'll see is the typical process in automatic test cases. The boxes on the left are the planning and execution activities in manual test scenarios. Test cases have been executed and certified at least once manually. Repetitive tests are best candidates for automation, and this can be determined earlier on in the project. And automated test scripts are developed for further test pass. Once automation test cases are developed, they can be collated and regression packs can be developed for further release. A good mix of manual and automated tests give the required test coverage, save time, and a successful release. As an example, we'll be demonstrating today the project case study involving test of an Oracle EBS upgrade. The client is a large corporation client using Oracle HMC, Financials, OTL, and other related products. Very laborious manual testing techniques used by Excel spreadsheet, Word documents, etc. This caused the project significant time delays in defect turnaround, and the reporting was not always accurate. Test reporting was becoming a nightmare, and often defected upgrading meetings were not as effective. Our solution: we recommended the use of Oracle testing products and the use of Oracle Test Management to manage requirements and test after fact. We imported all the requirements and existing test cases and established links between them. we recommended a phased approach in the test automation by starting to automate simple and more frequently used test scenarios to gain early wins and also business confidence. We initially automated accounts payables that included invoice creation process, payment process, supplier, maintenance, etc. The client realized instant benefits in not only saving time, but in the accurate reporting of their entire testing efforts, covering manual and automated from within the OTM repository. Their testing efforts was cut down from 4 weeks to 1 week, and the staff could focus on more business criteria tests, cases, and business as usual tasks. Now we'll take you through a demonstration of the capabilities based on the case studies we just discussed. Individual test automation scripts have been carefully placed and built from the ground up. Each of these individual scripts are then linked to each other to create end-to-end test cases that certify a business process. The end-to-end business process we're going to see today is for the accounts payable module, where an invoice will be created, saved, queried, and paid. I am now taking you through the Oracle OpenScript tool, which will be part of the Oracle Application Testing Suite, where we will create test scripts for creating an invoice, entering all required fields in the eBusiness Suite application, and this tool using Java as a script language. These are the scripts that have been created for the end-to-end business process, which we will display in the tree view. When the playback button is clicked, the individual scripts will be invoked and stepped through interfacing with the application. Now let's play back the script and monitor the transaction. Now you are viewing the Oracle eBusiness Suite login page. Entering their user credentials to log into application, then selecting the responsibility. Oracle Forms or the core Oracle screen is now launched. Batch is being created that will then navigate the invoice form. Here the test group will enter all required data like the supplier number, site, invoice date, invoice number, and the invoice amount. It also enters other mandatory fields, as you can see on the screen. From here, the test navigates to the distribution form, where new distribution records are created. The test is saved, and the message on the message line is tested to verify the save has occurred. The next activity, as per the business process, is to validate the batch, and the automation tool control goes through the appropriate scripts and steps through it. Here the appropriate batch is selected and a concurrent progress is initiated. The scripts now verify that the validation has been complete by checking the status. Once the status is validated, the automation tool control goes through the exit scripts. The form window is being exited out, followed by a self-service page exit. The results, as you can see on the result log, is a pass. This basically completes the end-to-end automated testing of an accounts payable business function, which can be repeated over and over again with different data value sets. What we have seen today is an example of how we can perform end-to-end business function testing using Oracle automated testing tools in an Oracle eBusiness Suite environment. We can use the other ERP environments like SAP, Microsoft products, web environments, and so on. Accolade Consulting has a vast expertise assisting organizations to address these critical issues earlier on in testing regime, thereby reduce costs and a faster testing cycle for a fast-paced go-to-market strategy. Accolade Consulting can provide solutions in critical areas such as architectural evaluations of performance considerations and tuning services prior to going live, production monitoring services, volume tests, performance benchmarking, scalability testing, etc. As you can see on the slide, the numerous value adds that testing automation brings to a project is beyond compare. This increases customer confidence to go to market more confidently. Thanks for your time today. I hope you found this session useful. We'd appreciate if you leave your feedback, or if you have any queries, please write to us at info@accolade.com. I encourage you to view series of our technology videos on various interesting and challenging topics regarding testing and quality management. Also join accolades.com, a dedicated forum to learn and exchange solutions. At Accolade, your success is our business. Thank you.